So we're going to take a couple of minutes now and discuss what it takes to get a journeyman license in the state of New Mexico. So New Mexico licenses mechanical journeyman, that's your plumber, gas fitter, sheet metal, refrigeration, pipe fitter, and they also license electrical journeyman in the state of New Mexico for both the general electrical and for the electrical specialties like the low voltage and communication and that kind of thing. So we're going to walk you through the process of how to get a journeyman license in the state of New Mexico. Now again, remember this video is designed to clip the tops of these, so I encourage you to call our office. The number will be listed below, or look on our website and it'll be more explicit, giving you more detail about exactly what that means. Because journeyman licenses are different as far as experience requirements, as far as what work you can do under that journeyman, and depending on the type of work you do, what journeyman do you actually need. So we're going to talk about what it actually takes to get a journeyman license. So basically there's 5 steps in the process of getting a journeyman license. First, you have to obtain the necessary experience. So most journeyman licenses require 2 years experience, some require 4 to qualify for an actual journeyman license. So if I've been working in the trades under a licensed contractor legally, then I can use that experience 2 years within the past 10 or 4 years within the past 10, depending on which journeyman I'm going for. Once I have the experience, then I've got to submit application to PSI, the state testing and licensing vendor for New Mexico, to be approved to take the exam. And then I have to prepare for the trade exam, and many of the journeymen have a hands-on portion of the exam as well. So I'll have to prepare for the written exam and prepare for the hands-on exam, pass those exams, and then the state will issue me a journeyman license in the state of New Mexico. So let's dig into those a little bit deeper. So again, to obtain the necessary experience, again, we have to have 2 years. Some require 4 within the past 10 years. And then, again, that has to be under a legal contractor, either in the state of New Mexico, or you could carry your experience in from another state. So if I have experience in Texas, my Texas experience will qualify me in New Mexico as long as I was legal to perform that work in the state I'm coming from. So, and then that has to be under a licensed contractor if there was one. Some states don't have, for example, HVAC licenses, so you wouldn't be able to verify your refrigeration experience in a state that didn't have a refrigeration license. So as long as you were legal to work in that state, whatever it took. So you obtain the necessary experience, and then going from there, we're going to be approved to take the exam, right? So we have to submit that work affidavit experience, and those forms are available on our website, constructionseminars.com, or you can call our office. There'll be a number listed below. And then once you fill those forms out, we're going to turn those into PSI, and then the approval time varies between days and weeks to be approved to take the exam. So they have to review that, confirm your experience, and they'll approve you to take the exam. So once you've been approved to take the exam, then you need to prepare for the exam. So I do want to take a minute and explain why you need a preparation course for an exam in a trade that you've been working in the past 5, 10, or 20 years. The exams are not written from a trade aspect. That's how you and I perform our work, from the trade aspect. These exams are written from a book aspect. What does the book say to do? Many of these exams are code-related exams. So when it comes to the code, remember the code is not a good standard. The code is the minimum allowed standard. The code define themselves as the minimum standards and specifications for the protection of the public health, public safety, and public welfare. So if the work being done, if it's done wrong, if it does not affect the public health, public safety, public welfare, the code doesn't care how we do it. And the majority of the jobs we've been taught to do better than that minimum requirement. So that better would actually be wrong on the exam because we've done better when we only had to do the minimum. So that's why you would need a course like this. Again, we don't think we're smarter than you. We don't think we're better than you. We just know the information from the book and the code side where you know the information from the trade side. So I simply explain this to people this way. If I need work done, I'm going to call you to come do the work for me. You're the trade professional. You know how to do this. You know how to make it work, and you know how to do it right. But the fact that you need to be prepared to take and pass the state exam, that's where we come in, helping you understand that information from the book and code aspect, where you can pass the exam, where you can legally go do what you already know how to do. So once we've prepared you for the exam, again, some of these exams, some of the journeyman exams have a written and a hands-on piece, so these would be 2 separate exams. Some journeymen only have a written, some have a written and a hands-on. So if so, you'd have to take both of those exams. We do not do any preparation for the hands-on portion, but we can probably give you some ideas of what you need to brush up on or what you may expect there, okay? Next step, we have to take and pass the exam, obviously, or exams. So in New Mexico, they break the mechanical journeyman down into separate segments: journeyman plumber, journeyman gas, journeyman sheet metal, journeyman refrigeration, journeyman pipe fitter. So if I wanted to be able to do all of that, I would have to take all 5 of those exams. Where if I just wanted to be able to do plumbing, then I could just pick up the journeyman plumber. Again, some of the journeymen they all have a written, and some of them also have a hands-on associated with them as well. So once we've taken and passed the exam, and once we've taken the hands-on portion of the exam, that's just an opportunity for us to demonstrate what ability we have in the field. Once we've done those 2 things, then we will notify the state that we've passed the exam, and then they will issue a license to us. Now, if you watch my video on the contractor licensing, if we were going for our contractor's license, we'd have another application to submit. But the journeyman application actually verifies your experience and pays your journeyman license fee all at once. So once you pass the exam, you just need to follow up with PSI, make sure they have your passing scores, and then within whatever time frame that variation may be at the time, they'll issue a license. Again, I've seen people pass the exam and have a journeyman license as fast as days, and I've seen it take as long as months to get a journeyman license after meeting all the requirements. Again, look in the comments down below. You'll see a link to how to get a contractor's license in the state of New Mexico. If you happen to be watching this and you're in Texas doing heating, ventilation, air conditioning, we have a link down there as well, how to get a Texas license. Also has our contact information for our website and our toll-free number where we're happy to answer questions. Remember, this is a high level, trying to give you an idea of what you're up against. Please reach out to us. Let us give you very detailed information how this would affect you depending on which journeyman license you're actually going for.